Let's talk a minute about the guiding principles I've been doing some more thinking about and clarifying. And I wanted to ask you about this third principle, the third guiding principle about manifestation taking place when there's a union between two like but totally opposite energies. And so let me clarify that and say it in a different way here. Manifestation consists of a union or a union between two like frequencies that are opposite in nature, like the yin yang. In other words, nothing takes form. The vibrational energy of our thoughts, we are non-physical form, but they are the prelude to form because we project that energy out into the world, and then what happens is the coming together of it and its opposite are what sort of firm it up into form so that we actually see it as a manifestation, we experience it as a manifestation. Like all life has both the positive aspect and the negative. That you can't, if you don't have both of those, then you're not going to have a form. Does that make sense to you? What is there another way you would say it? How does that sound to you?
This guiding principle confuses me a little bit. In some ways, it makes perfect sense. You've got the mother and the father who make a baby. You've got, I can see the big picture, but when it comes down to like just your practical everyday manifestations, how is it that the opposites create the manifested result?
Well, it's sort of like in numerology, remember they teach that the number two is actually a total illusion. It doesn't exist because if you think of one, the number one, it's just being a straight line, one. But let's say a straight line, one, and that just goes on infinitely, right? It just gets longer and longer and longer in both directions. It's right. Think of it that way. And then the two is the point on either and on each end of the one line. So it's still connected. It's still the one line. And so really to think that we can separate two out from one, to think that we can just have the one and then suddenly we cut it in two, well, maybe, but actually it's just always, the two is always just the two opposite ends of the one. And so the two opposite ends are going to be that's why in symbolism very often you see the image of a wand, and it has two ends on it, and that's the separate the duality of the two. And essentially,
so when I'm hearing what you say, I'm thinking that the manifestation is not the two ends, it's the one that they create, of the same, as in on any subject you have two sides. You've got the positive and you've got the negative, just like a magnet.
Exactly. So these are the two opposites, and in order to come into form, you've got to have the both and. There's not a one of us that is not both male and female. Now, whatever our external genitalia is, okay, that we identify that as being our gender, but the reality is we have the equal and opposite within us. And so every female manifestation, every female form has a masculine energy, and very often it's in the way they think. They will have the masculine plays out in their mind somewhere. They will have the anima or the animus, depending on whether they're male or female. And so we always have both and in life, there's no way we can have all a positive experience. We have this idea, you notice this, we have this idea that we're supposed to go out and we just succeed. And that means we just get on this trail and we just go up. We ascend, and then we reach a plateau and we've arrived. And now we stay there. This is our idea of what, quote, success looks like. The reality of it is that when you go out and you move towards something you really want, then you're going to attract the things you don't want. You're going to have a contrasting experience that actually is built in to the experience of moving towards what you want. It's what helps you refine what you want. It's what helps shape it and give it more form. So the contrast is always it plays a critical part in our life experience.